Yo, what is good, Sixers Nation, man? Welcome on into another edition of Philly Take with RB. You know what it is, man. I'm RB. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Subscribe to the show. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of the content. Let's go, man. We're going to talk Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, big bold takes going around. And we will get into some Eastern Conference rankings, early edition. I'm excited to be back live, man. Going to be a good show tonight. We have a lot to get into. And once again, you guys always make it happen, man. Shout out to the chat. Let's go, man. I'm ready to go. How you guys feeling? Philly Take with RB. Once again, hit that thumbs up button. I'm sorry we were late. Technical difficulties. It happens sometimes. That's the crazy part about this technology world, man. It happens. But, yeah, man, we have some good things in store. A lot of news going around. And I have some pretty bold things to say tonight. You know, this has been bottling up. It's been bottling up, and we have some pretty profound things to say regarding this upcoming season. Tyrese Maxey, by the way, give me a mic check in the chat. Once again, I apologize for being a little bit late. My whole software was trying to mess with me. That's just how it is sometimes. One-man show, but I got it back working, so give me a mic check in the chat. Let me know how we're sounding, man. Shout out to the Fire Tig Nation, always coming in, supporting, doing a thing. By the way, you probably noticed I have a red Sixers jersey on. I have not worn a red Sixers jersey in maybe a year and a half because I didn't own any other than one for a player whose name will not be mentioned today. By the way, we're not dealing with that today. That's a tomorrow thing. I will not let my day be ruined, be soiled, because we have some positive things to talk about. But I did, your boy copped a new red Sixers jersey. Can anybody guess who it is? You already know. It's the man, the MVP, Joel Embiid. Let's go. Speed Demon says, seeing you live is like finding a rare Pokemon. Well, let me tell you something, Speed Demon. First and foremost, shouts to everybody in the chat. Once again, please hit the like button. I'm not having an issue, but there are things going on with YouTube's algorithm where sometimes they promote certain content, sometimes they don't. The way that you can help me out is by smashing that like button. It'll help push the content around because let me tell you something. We have some good things planned. We're going full in on this Sixers thing in the coming weeks, guys. And, 2, 3, 4 weeks, we're going to get in a training camp. We have a lot of things set up. People coming on the show, hopefully some in-depth coverage from every angle. That's what we do here on the show. We bring you that coverage you can't find anywhere else, man, for the fan. So shout out to everybody. Once again, Philly Take with RB, #1 show, providing the passion to the fans, always breaking it all down. Today's show is sponsored by Let's Get Checked, #1 leading provider for at-home testing. If you want to avoid those uncomfortable doctor's visits, man, if you want to be able to get your test results like that, not have to worry about the annoying doctor's visits, the co-pays, all that stuff. Check out Let's Get Checked. Their link is down in the description. Use code Philly25 for 25% off of your order. Once again, leading provider for at-home testing kits. Shout out to them for making the show happen tonight. All right, man, I think it's time to get into it. Because there are a lot of things going around, like I said, and we need to talk. Legendary, what's going on, man? What's going on? Thank you for the mic check as well. We're getting past the dog days, guys. But as always, if you are an OG supporter of this show, your boy has to bring in the takes, baby. Doesn't matter what day of the year it is. And we must begin with our rising superstar. Now, there's been a lot of talks lately. There's been a lot of chatter. Will the Sixers get KD? Now, the new report today is that Kevin Durant is apparently going to do anything it takes to get out of Brooklyn. I told you this 2 weeks ago, but nonetheless, Tyrese Maxey has been included in chatter. I do not believe Daryl Morey will trade him, so it is time to start ramping up a little bit and looking at what this potential season could look like, how Tyrese Maxey could take this team above and beyond, over the top, because Tyrese Maxey is that guy. He's that guy, man. He really is. And to start off, I put out a poll, okay? If you're not following me on Twitter, at RB Philly Take, and if you're not following the Instagram page, at Philly Take with RB, what are you doing with your life? Go do it right now. Go do it right now. We're going to have giveaways soon. I already ordered the items. As we get closer to training camp, we're going to be doing some giveaways. A lot of cool things coming, guys, but you got to be following on all socials. But nonetheless, I put up a post on Twitter and on the YouTube community post, and here it is. Will Tyrese Maxey be an all-star in year 3? Chat, I need to hear you. Get the comments going. Yes or no? Give me some thoughts why. Give me some input. Will Tyrese Maxey be an all-star in year 3? We saw the colossal jump from year 1 to year 2. Will Tyrese Maxey make an even bigger jump? It might not be statistical, but will he put his imprint on the big game? According to Twitter, at the time of recording this, 165 votes, 75%, the majority, say yes, Tyrese will get to the All-Star game, and a 24.8% no vote. But there's more. We go to YouTube. Like I said, man, be sure to hit up the community post. We're posting a lot on there. One other thing, which we'll get to later, but I said, will Tyrese Maxey be an all-star in year 3? And 85% of the votes, 140 votes, say yes, Tyrese Maxey will make the all-star game in 2023. That is what I like to hear. Now, I need my OGs to stand up for 1 second. How long have you been supporting the show? Hey, whether you're a day new, whether you're 3 years old, whatever, you've been here since day one, whether you're somewhere in between. First off, I appreciate you. We are taking this thing off the ground, I promise you. But second off, who has been here for over a year? Because I'm about to bring something up here, okay? A year and some change ago, we'll say a year and some change ago, I put out a video saying that for a bold prediction, as I do before every Sixers season, I make a couple bold predictions. I said Tyrese Maxey would be an all-star in year 2. How many people remember that? How many people remember that? Be honest. Be honest. Anyway, I put out a video saying he would be an all-star in year 2. Obviously, it was a way over-the-top bold take, and I was wrong. He was not an all-star. But nobody saw the colossal jump coming from year 1 to year 2. I started to pick up on some things, and I said he would be an all-star in year 2 because Tyrese Maxey is that guy. Anyway, why am I bringing this up? Here is why. Because I am doubling down. That is right. You heard it here first. In year 3, in 2022-23, Tyrese Maxey will continue to make history, and he will make the All-Star game in year 3, year 2 as a starter. Tyrese Maxey is everything that we want in a Philadelphia athlete. He is the epitome of Philadelphia, and he continues to grind. He grits. He works. The kid wants it. And honestly, like I said, I don't think he's going to make much of a statistical jump because of how big of a jump he already made in year 2. But from the eye test, limiting the turnovers, getting smarter as a player, we've been seeing some of the things he's been doing off the floor with Sam Cassell, with James Harden. Tyrese Maxey is going to make the All-Star team this year. He might not be at the top of the voting list, but he will find a way in. That is one of my bold takes going into the season. Tyrese Maxey will make his first All-Star game. True or false? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. We got the OGs tuning in. I know you guys remember the video. A lot of people were in the comments. A lot of people were pissed off at that. I think Maxey makes the All-Star game this year. When I'm thinking about the guards in this league, I'm thinking about the few that will obviously make it given their name. You know, I think Tyrese Maxey honestly can average over 20 points a game this year. We'll start to build on that more as we get closer to training camp. But seeing the jump, seeing what this kid's been able to do, and most importantly, seeing how bad he wants it. We thought Tyrese, you know, could have a sophomore slump, and I guess you could say he is in line for a potential sophomore slump going from year 2 to 3 because it's essentially his first year starting to his second year starting, but I don't see that coming. I think Maxey will continue to defy the odds, and I think he wants it bad, man. I think he wants it bad, and I think that he's going to get it done. And hopefully it'll be first of many. Hopefully it'll be first of many. By the way, if you do want to call into the show, 508-924-3784. As always, big part of this show, getting the fans' takes, incorporating the fan insight, because that's what this is, man. Bringing in all the passion, baby. Bringing in all the takes, agree, disagree, whatever. Give me some thoughts. I think Maxey's going to have a big, big year. I really, really do. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's look at an article that came out a couple weeks ago. This is something, like I said, that's been bubbling up, something I wanted to talk about. Tyrese Maxey continues to work with Sam Cassell, Sixers assistant coach, former point guard, probably in line for a coaching job one day, whether it's here or somewhere else. And they're two, you know, those two's relationship continues to develop. Those guys continue to work. Obviously, Sam Cassell has been hard at work with Tyrese Maxey, James Harden. He's trying to get these boys in position to get ready to take that jump. And one of the great things that I love about Sam Cassell is he's honest, you know, but he knows the game inside and out, and he is going to use all that experience that he had as a player. He's going to do everything it takes to put it all together and make Tyrese Maxey way better than he ever was. He wants to see Maxey hit that peak. He, you know, is excited to work with James Harden, right? And see these guys hit that potential. So I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about it. But some interesting things said by Sam Cassell regarding Tyrese Maxey. We will take a look. Once again, hit that thumbs up button, guys. We need to get this to 100 likes. We got to push this content through the algorithm. We got 80 people up in here. Hit that thumbs up button. Sam Cassell talking about Tyrese Maxey, also Spencer Rivers, who is Doc Rivers' son, some kind of assistant coach, also works with the players. So this article kind of highlighted what was going on, but listen to what Sam Cassell had to say regarding Tyrese Maxey. So obviously it says Cassell works closely with Maxey, plays a key role in his development. Quote, "Every guy I work with takes huge leaps every year they play." That's number one. Sam Cassell has the confidence of a warrior. That's what I like to hear. Any guy that's working with me, any guy who's in my gym, running my workouts, I'm going to make them great. He's hungry. He wants it. He wants it bad like Tyrese Maxey does. Cassell says, quote, "I understand the concept of the game of basketball. I understand how to be successful in a basketball game. I'm like his big uncle. I call him my son. I call every guy I work with my son. But most importantly, he calls Tyrese Maxey his son." Their relationship is like this. Tyrese is just a kid, man, but you can tell he looks up to Sam Cassell. That's why every time we turn left or right, these two are in the gym working together. I'm like his big uncle. I call him my son. There was even that one quote last year where Tyrese Maxey kind of referenced the fact that, you know, sometimes Doc is here and there, and it's very different on how he'll, like, you know, go about the players. He says, anytime I'm feeling uncomfortable, I go right to Sam. Sam's going to tell me what to do. He's going to instruct me on a certain play, on how to get better, on how to make a better read or a better pass, you know, to the defender, or pass a defender to the man cutting to the basket. not turn the ball over, decide when to be aggressive, decide when to attack, reading the entire floor, because Sam Cassell did that for many years. Sam Cassell knows how to develop talent. During his time as an assistant with the Wizards and Clippers, Cassell, who he said expected Maxey's rise as a three-point shooter, has experience helping train other talented guards like John Wall, whose speed he compares to Maxey, Bradley Beal, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Moving forward, Cassell identified a mid-range game as the next step. Thank you. Thank you. A coach that will prioritize using these guys at all three levels. He's been working with James Harden on that mid-range game. We've been seeing clips of it. He wants Maxey to be a three-level scorer. He wants him to be able to knock down from anywhere on the floor. He wants Tyrese Maxey to become an elite, all-star, superstar player, and he will do what it takes to help him get there. Cassell considers him a two-level scorer at the moment, adept beyond the arc and at the rim, with room to grow in the intermediate range. Look at how much Tyrese Maxey improved from year one to year two. Last year, he was pulling up 40 feet away, knocking down shots. More confidence, more growth in many different areas, and a lot of that is accredited to the development tactics of Sam Cassell. That's what I like to see, man. That's what I like to see. Quote, if he gets that third part, that mid-range game, which I mastered as a player, and I just tell him certain things he has to do to become a good mid-range shooter, Cassell said, noting the mid-range is often especially important in the playoffs because it's a soft spot in most defenses. I mean, this guy knows ball. This guy knows ball. You got to have that happy medium when these defenses need to keep you honest from all three levels, and then you have the speed and the durability and just being so agile like Tyrese Maxey is. It's hard. It's going to be hard to stay in front of that guy, especially when you got to deal with a mammoth down low in Joel Embiid. You got to deal with James Harden. You got to deal with Tobias Harris. It's going to be almost virtually impossible to have a man on everybody on the floor. And he says it right here, you know, once he gets that, he'll be real special. Sam Cassell will be the guy. He will be instrumental in taking Tyrese Maxey from here up to here. And he will do it. He will do it. Tyrese Maxey's going to have a great year. That kid is working. Cassell is working him out. He's doing the thing, man. He is doing the thing. Quote, it's all about him just being comfortable with it. And I tell you guys, I love Sam Cassell, man. I mean, he will be deserving of a job one day. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Sam Cassell will be instrumental in developing this team and making them even better. This is a guy who's been around the different locker rooms. He was with that Clippers team for a while as the assistant. I mean, there were whispers before they wanted him to become head coach. He's been in the cycle. His time is coming. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Sam Cassell said that he called Maxey after the trade went down and told him, quote, you're going to have a ball playing with James Harden. Initially, Maxey didn't recognize how the trade would behoove him so dramatically, but following the first 5 or 6 games playing alongside Harden, he looked at Cassell and said, quote, OG, how did you know that? He is like the uncle. He's like the uncle spitting some wisdom, spitting some knowledge. Sam Cassell is going to take Tyrese Maxey to the next level. And once again, I am predicting that Tyrese Maxey will be an all-star in year 3. Looking at his splits, year 1 to year 2, Tyrese Maxey, he had a 20-minute jump per game. 20 minutes more per game. That's a lot to ask from a guy going from year 1 to year 2. By the way, keep in the back of your head the fact that Maxey had to deal with a bunch of drama. He had to deal with all this stuff going on, all this chatter. And yet a kid so young but so dedicated was able to stay focused and keep his eyes level. And he goes from 8 points a game playing part-time to 17.5 in year 2 at 21 years old. Look at the numbers, man. Look at the numbers. Look at the per 36 numbers, man. I mean, they're just off the charts. This kid had a massive jump. People are starting to hear his name. It's starting to bounce around. But after this season, I think it's going to be there. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to be some of the talk of the league, if he's not already. I'm telling you, man, 42.7% from three. That is like, let me tell you something. Let me just spit for 1 second here, okay? It's not even the fact that he's so good at such a young age. It's not the fact that he can shoot threes and he can play make and he's so freaking fast. Here's really what it comes down to. We haven't had that. You ever been deprived of something for so freaking long? Maybe you want your favorite food and you haven't had it and you haven't had it. And then boom, you get it. And it's like, this is freaking magical. This is what I've needed. This is what I've wanted. Like, boom, it just smacks you right in the face. This is everything we've been asking for. Tyrese Maxey couldn't have even, if he didn't even make a jump like this, he could have had a little bit better of a season in year one. It's the fact that he represents everything that Philadelphia wants. They breed. They starve for. The kid is hungry. He's in the gym at 5:57 in the morning. He says the right things. He comes out and says, I'm going to be great. I'm ready to get better. He shoots jump shot. I mean, come on. We got slapped in the face for years, and then boom, presented on our lap during a shortened season with everything going on. Boom, we get Tyrese Maxey late in the first round. The kid is awesome. He's awesome. That is the best part about it. That is the best part about it. We've been starved of a player like this at the guard position for so long. But really, to go from 30% to almost 43% in year two. Now, again, in year three, he might have a bit of a drop off. It might be a 38, 39. Who cares? The kid continues to get better. If he's smarter, if he's making better plays, if he gets those turnovers down, this kid can be great. And there's not many players that show this type of potential at such a young age. Usually, guys come into the league and there's an adjustment period. It takes some time to get them going. But I'm excited, man. I am excited. One more thing on Tyrese Maxey, man. Highest corner three-point shooting percentage among qualifying players this past season. Shout out to NBA University on Twitter. Came across this not too long ago. Guess who's number one? Tyrese Maxey. 57.6%. This is all in the catch and shoot as well. He's shown that he can pull it off the dribble as well. He's shown he can break down a defense, utilize a screen, or isolate a defender. This kid is adding everything to his bag. And like Sam Cassell said, once he adds that mid-range, it is going to be over for opposing defenses. And I think something that, again, adds so much of a dynamic offensive threat to this team is how fast he is. How many times have we said, we need someone to push the pace. We need someone to move the ball. We need someone who can break down a defender off the dribble. That is Tyrese Maxey. And I am excited, man. I am excited. This is what we need. This is what we need, man. Now we got guys that can spot up in the corner. We got guys who can both take the ball in their hands, and Maxey and Harden. You got Embiid who can do everything. I mean, this is what we have waited for. This will be the best overall Sixers roster that we have seen in a long time. How does the chat feel, man? Give me some thoughts. Call into the show if you want. Give some thoughts. How do you feel about Tyrese Maxey going into year 3? Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. Hit the like button. Please take a second of your time. Help the show out. If you want to see continued shows like this, hit the like button. Let me know that you enjoy it and keep pushing this content around. I'm telling you, come training camp in a few weeks, we're going to keep dropping videos, but come training camp time, we are going to be breaking everything down. We're going to have the inside footage. We're going to have the in-depth coverage. We are taking this to another level. That's what we need, man. Shout out to my guy, Aaron Cabbage, longtime channel member with the $2 donation. Thank you, my man. It says, bro, how screwed would we be if we drafted Tyrell Terry? Well, that is a good point, and I was wrong about that. Once again, I can say I'm wrong. The two guys I had at the top of my board, I think Maxey was on my board around 4 or 5. The top two guys I had was Terry and Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane panned out pretty well, but damn it, I am glad we went with Tyrese Maxey. I am glad we went with Tyrese Maxey. You were right, Aaron. I don't even think Tyrell Terry's in the league anymore. He never put on any muscle. That was the big thing he needed coming out of college, and he just never put on any muscle. I don't think he had good development, training, strength coaches, whatever. I don't know what happened, but I haven't heard his name in some time. I am very happy that we have Tyrese Maxey. And, he proved me wrong, because the one gripe I had, just like a lot of other people did, was, how would he improve his jump shot? But I think when we drafted Maxey and seeing that year, we started to realize and started to learn who the character Maxey was, because we've been scarred with a lot of characters. Let's not lie about it. And we wanted a guy that would be able to knock down shots, a guard that could break people down, and he just keeps getting better. And, we got blessed with that personality, man. Legendary says we're doing call-ins. We're always doing call-ins, man. Guys, call into the show. Numbers on the screen, 508-924-3784. Give some thoughts. How do we feel about everything? Tyrese Maxey's that guy, man. Tyrese Maxey is that guy. Give me some thoughts. How do you feel about him? We are going to transition now and talk about James Harden, the other part of the show. By the way, look, again, guys, I know it's the dog days of sports, but we're getting back into it soon, and we're going full in on this coverage, man. So I need y'all to keep hitting that like button and pushing this show around. I really appreciate everybody that is out there watching. Keep supporting, man. If you want the content, let me know. Do you guys enjoy this format of a show? A little talk analysis, talking about the news. Let me know. Let me know, because I'm planning to do a lot of these come training camp time. We're going to be breaking it all down. I am excited. Give me some thoughts in the chat. But anyway, we will talk about James Harden. Give me some thoughts, and we will get to the phone lines in a second. We got some people waiting. We will go to the phone lines, but before we do that, we need to hear a quick word from our sponsor. Once again, shout out to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring today's show, a leading provider for at-home testing kits. Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider. With Let's Get Checked, you can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in discreet packaging. Once your completed test is sent in and the sample arrives in the lab, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. These results are reviewed by a clinician, and a member of the Let's Get Checked nursing team may call to review your results. Let's Get Checked labs are CLIA and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. Here's the product right here. You order it, boom, it goes right to your house. Take the test, boom, send it in, have the app, get your results. It's as easy as that. I've used this myself, as you can see. And honestly, if you're like me and you want to avoid those long, uncomfortable doctor's visits, and you want to get your results rapidly, and you want to get the help that you need, avoid all the copays, all that stuff, go check out Let's Get Checked. Their link down in the description. Click the link, use code Philly25 for 25% off your order. Shout out to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring today's show. All right, let's get back into it. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's get some thoughts, maybe on Tyrese Maxey, maybe on James Harden. Who knows? Let's go to the 484. Jeff, what's going on? Yo, Jeff.
What's going on, RB? How's it going, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Hey, Max wanted to say that boy Maxey is a dog, bro.
I agree. He is a dog.
That boy Maxey is a dog. There should be no reason why we have any talks about trading Maxey whatsoever. That kid will be a sensation for Philly for years to come, man. I gotta be honest with you.
I'm right there with you, man. I don't think Daryl Morey will trade him. I think he has found his gem, and the kid continues to get better and improve. I agree with you. I think he's going to be really, really good. I mean, think about when this kid is 25, 26, 27, barring any unforeseen circumstance. Imagine how good he can be if he's already showing this level of potential.
Yeah, that's my exact point. Like, don't get me wrong, Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest scorers of all time. But I just can't. There is so much upside with Tyrese that I can't see a package that we can even put together surrounding Tyrese, because I just know for a fact that 5-6 years down the road, he could be a top 20, top 30 player in the league. I gotta be honest with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there was a player I had to compare him to, I could see Tyrese Maxey being like a Damian Lillard. I know that's reaching.
Oh,
I know
was
that's
going
a big
same
name.
Yup.
But
same place.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but just like the similarities within their game and just the drive, I just see Tyrese Maxey taking a huge step in the next couple of years. So,
yeah, and the kid's smart. Like this, don't get me wrong, all the players in the NBA have to have have to be sort of smart, obviously. But Tyrese, man, he has that IQ, he has that basketball knowledge, and I think that he could definitely grow under Harden, grow under Embiid, even grow under like the Sixers organization in general. Knowing how much we love him, knowing how much we have his back and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. He loves Philly as well. He's definitely embraced it. And I think that Maxey could be one of those 15-year type of careers here in Philadelphia. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I think he loves the city, loves the culture, loves the vibes, loves everything about it.
Absolutely, man.
And I love that about him, man. I love City Boy.
Absolutely. Hey, appreciate the call, bro. Great call. Tyrese Maxey, I mean, he's right. Tyrese Maxey is a dog. He comes off on the camera as nice. He comes off on the camera as just a nice, respectful kid. Now, he's a dog, man. When it gets down to it, when you get on the floor, when you get in the fourth quarter, you need a bucket. Maxey's like, yo, give me the ball. I'm ready. I am ready. I love it, man. I love it. Tyrese is a dog. He is a dog. Shout out to all the members in the chat. See you guys coming through, man. Drop the emojis. You know what to do. We're talking. We discussed Tyrese Maxey. Again, I am predicting he will be an all-star in year 3. That is one of my big, bold takes. I think he makes the leap, man. I think he makes the leap. All right, let's transition a little bit. Talk about James Harden. What's the newest on James Harden? Well, first and foremost, another thing I put out on the YouTube community page. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. James Harden announced yesterday, and it was confirmed, the Sixers will take on the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden on Christmas Day. How do we feel about that? A lot of people said that they're happy with it. It's a Christmas Day game. We're back on Christmas. It's been a couple years. Some people are annoyed that we didn't play the Nets or another team. Hey, it is what it is. I'm happy we got basketball on Christmas Day, and it should be a good one. We should be able to get the dub, hopefully. Hopefully. Last time we played on Christmas, it was a pretty sight. But James Harden tweeting out, Christmas in the Garden. Christmas in the Garden. Let's go, baby. It's going to be a Christmas miracle. That's what I like to see. But anyway, getting to what we need to talk about, and I need some thoughts on this. I need some thoughts. Because this came out a few days ago, and I've been waiting to touch on this. Bobby Marks of ESPN. Now, let's break it down, okay? Bobby Marks, not too long ago, if I am correctly remembering, said that it was a terrible idea to give James Harden a contract extension, and it would, be one of the worst contracts in history, and he didn't like the move. Just another example of the going back and forth, okay? This is what Bobby Marks said, but now he's flipped it back again. And just as of late, he says, quote, we're going to be talking about Harden in top 3 this year. What? When we talk about MVP conversation, what? Okay, let's listen to the clip.
I think we're going to be talking about James Harden in the top 3 when we talk about MVP conversation. Whoa. This year. I think this is...
Hold on. Let's stop.
I'm not saying he's winning it.
No. But if James Harden's in the top 3 of MVP, where do you have Philly finishing the East? Because to me, if he's that good, then you got to put them.
They're
right
going
with
to the
Milwaukee.
conference finals.
So they're going to be right there.
I
with
have them
Milwaukee
in Boston. I have them in Boston conference finals.
There you go.
I think this is a redemption year. I think the contract year for Harden because of that player option, giving back all that money here. I think you're going to run into a situation where when you add PJ Tucker and Daniel House, I mean, all of it's going to be dependent on Joel Embiid's health, of course, here. But I think we're going to see the Houston version of James Harden.
Enough, Bobby. Enough. First and foremost, shout out to Bobby. Coming back to the good side, all right? First, all right, let's break this down. Now, first, I'm convinced that Bobby may or may not have tuned into this show. There's a chance he's been tuning into the show because everything he just said outside of the Houston Harden part is what I've been saying. The player option, the non-guaranteed past a couple years, the motivation, the betting on himself, coming off a lackluster playoff performance, having the squad again, getting PJ Tucker, Daniel, all these things I've been sitting up here saying. This is going to be the most motivated version of Harden. He wants to extend his career. He wants to get another contract beyond Philadelphia or with Philadelphia. And he wants to win. He's done everything. He's added up all the accolades. He wants to win. And Bobby Marks just sat up there and said it. Now, he said that we are going to see the Houston version of James Harden. I disagree. We don't need that. We don't need Houston Harden. That Harden is long gone in the desert. I don't know what he's doing, but he's blown off into the wind. That is not who James Harden is anymore. But as we see with different players in the league, different greats that have gone throughout this NBA, you have to adapt as you get older. You have to utilize certain things, understand your surroundings, and get better as a team player and work on different things. And given the core that the Sixers have now, with an emerging Maxey, obviously Embiid, getting some of his Houston guys back, Harden just needs to be the most efficient player he can. He needs to distribute the ball. You know, he needs to find his teammates. He needs to score at certain points. Yes, we might see flashes of step back Harden and this and that, but James Harden needs to focus on being the most efficient player and taking his opportunities when they come, because if he does that, it will make this team better. So I don't think we need a Houston Harden. Now, when Bobby Marks says we're going to be, we're going to see a top 3, James Harden in the MVP conversation. Woo! Bobby Marks is talking heavy, but I get it. I know what they do. Now I'm a little confused because you just said it would be a terrible contract, but look, man, look. Could we see a James Harden top 3 in the MVP conversation? I don't think so. I think we could see a very efficient player, but when you're playing alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, I just don't see that happening. You would have to have, insane point totals and you would have to really rise statistically, and I just don't see that happening. If anything, Joel Embiid will be in the top 5 once again for MVP, and James Harden, could make the All-Star team. Maxey could make the All-Star team. I don't think we'll see top 3 in MVP. I just think it's interesting that someone actually made this take about James Harden. Like, maybe some people actually believe that Harden can resurrect himself. I think he will. I think he's gotten healthier. I think he's gotten better. And I think he will be a much more effective player, especially now having the time to watch film, break things down, not have to just be thrown into the fire in the middle of a season and just be that guy. No, I think you have time now to really take it back a step, take it back, evaluate, look at different things. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting. The best part about it, and I'll pull up the quote here so you can see it. He says they're going to the conference finals. Yes, sir. They're going to the conference finals. I have them and Boston in the conference finals. It's a redemption year. That is what I'm talking about. This is the year. You have to get over the hump. You have to get over the hump. You have to get over the hump. This is the year for the Philadelphia 76ers to take that step. That is what I like to see. And this is honestly one of the best shots that he has had. This is one of the best rosters that the Sixers have had. That is what I like to see. That is what I like to see. Sixers get to the conference finals, man. Then we start talking. That's what I like to see. But anyway, let's go ahead and read a couple James Harden stats just to remind the people who have seemingly forgot that James Harden was ever a really, really, really good basketball player. And that even though he may not be his old self, the wisdom, the experience of James Harden will help him mold into what this team needs. Number one, most All-Star and All-NBA selections over the last 10 seasons. LeBron James with 20 combined. James Harden sitting at number 2, one more than Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. That is right. James Harden, number 2 on the list with 17 combined. That is what I like to see. Don't forget, this guy was once one of the must-watch shows on television. He was one of the must-watch players in the league. Every night, highlights, 50 points, 55, 60. All right, don't forget that. If there's a guy that can improve, that can get back to himself, it's James Harden. It's James Harden. Also, most 50-point games in a season since the NBA merger. 10 from the late, great Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. And guess who's number 2 on the list? James Harden with 9. 9 50 or more point games since the merger. There was that one season where he won MVP in Houston. The utilization was ridiculous, but think about it. They knew every possession what James Harden was going to do. He's going to bring the ball down the floor, tell everybody to spread out, get out of the way, and they still couldn't stop him. They had to defend him from behind. They had to put one defender trapping the ball and the other one sitting on his back shoulder. That's how unstoppable this guy was. So what I'm saying again is that we're not going to get the Houston version of James Harden, but if we get an effective version, think how close we were with him playing as bad as he did, with Embiid being injured, with Maxey disappearing a couple games. Think how close we were. Think about how close we were the year before. Why? Because Joel Embiid is that individually great. He will keep us there. If we get a little bit of a better version of James Harden, we can make the push over the top. And a lot of people are sleeping on James Harden and this team. I'm telling you, this team, this is the shot. This is the best shot we have. It'll at least be the best lineup. Is this lineup better than 2018? I say yes. Because everybody can shoot the ball. That's the main reason. Everybody is a threat. Everybody can shoot. You got multiple versatile playmakers. You have different things that you can throw at a defense. And also, Joel Embiid is much wiser. He is matured. This is the best lineup this Sixers team has had. There's no doubt in my mind about it. And you know, again, we can be pissed off at James Harden. We absolutely should be for the way that he played. But you know what? Like I said, everything is boiling and coming together, and these guys realize this is one of the best shots that you have. So I think we're going to get a motivated version of Harden and this team. I think it's going to be great. Might not start off, perfect. What team does? But if you have that winning mentality, you add guys like PJ Tucker, I think this team is going to take a step, at least in the playoffs, where it matters. Anyway, we have one more thing to get into on tonight's show. Guys, hit the like button for your boy. We'll also take some calls. Call into the show, 508-924-3784. We have one more thing to talk about. We'll get to the lines, like I said, but hit that like button, guys. We need to get it to 100 likes. You might ask why. My answer to that, we are going to keep making these shows bigger and better. We got to push this content around It's a dry time in the NBA. We're getting ready to come back. Next month, we're going to have a lot of coverage. But I need you guys to keep pushing the show. How do you guys feel about James Harden? How do you guys feel about this team? Tyrese Maxey, whatever. Let's go to the phone lines, man. Let's go to the 215. 215, what's going on?
Yo, bro.
Yo, what's going on? What's good?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man? Who do we have tapping in, by the way? Who do we have tapping in?
Huh?
What's your name?
I'm Mir Money Brown.
Mir, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. South side of Philly in the building.
Let's go.
I guess we're addressing the test at hand, James Harden, right?
Yeah.
I think James, I think, like we've been talking about, full off season for James Harden is much needed. I'm a James Harden fan. Like you said, we don't need Houston Harden. I'm tired of that Houston Harden shit. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Give me Brooklyn Harden. Brooklyn Harden, the 25 triple-double a night guy. That's what this team needs. We don't need a crazy amount, averaging almost 35 like freaking Michael Jordan. We don't need that.
And to your point, he showed he can do that. He showed he can do that.
Indeed, exactly.
It's not like he's a selfish superstar, and he won't. No, he's done it with Kyrie and Katie. He's shown he can be that guy, man.
Exactly. It's just, and the man averaged, like, for someone to have a down year, the man averaged 21 points and 10 and 9 or 10 and 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Somebody in the chat. I just saw somebody in the chat put a 22, 9 and 7.
Yeah.
And wasn't healthy.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like, come on.
And had to deal with a bunch of drama and had to learn a new system on the fly.
He had to learn a new system, and the whole last off season, the man was working on his hamstring. I have a brother that plays basketball, and he's been doing nothing but recovery. He has not worked out. He's out of shape.
Yeah. He wasn't 100%.
When you're doing active recovery is way different than actually working out and playing ball. The man didn't even play ball last season. Yeah. He's been doing nothing but active recovery on his hamstring.
Exactly. And again, he's one of the greatest scorers that we've ever seen, and he's willing to get better for the team. He said the right things. And he wants to win. That's the one thing on the bucket list, man. So I think we're going to get a good version of Harden.
Thanks. I agree. Hey, how do you feel about this? The Sixers agreeing with Bum Simmons.
You had to bring it up, bro. Look, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm not trying to soil today. Okay. I'm not trying to soil today.
Okay.
Nah, how do I feel about it? I mean, I'm pissed off about it. But I will reserve my thoughts for tomorrow. If you want to give your thoughts though before you get off here, feel free, but keep it respectful though.
I'll just keep it. I'm disappointed in my Sixers for folding. We folded like a lawn chair. We folded.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the take, bro. Shout out to you for the call. That's keeping it respectful right there. Like he said, if you didn't hear the news, Sixers, Simmons agreed to a settlement. Like I said at the top of the show, I will not let that soil today's show because we're talking good things, right? Maxey, Harden. But make sure you have that notification bell on, man, because tomorrow night, man. Tomorrow night. Also, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. We're almost at 100. Let's go. And the last thing we need to talk about. We're pulling for content right now, right? Last thing we need to talk about, though, I'll start it off with a question for the chat. Who do you fear in the Eastern Conference? Where would you put the Sixers in the East? Where do they stack up? I know this is the early edition, the pre-training camp edition. Who are you fearing in the East? Where do you think the Sixers will finish at? Let me know. Because I've said this on multiple occasions now, at least in terms of a regular season squad, I have to put the Sixers in the top 3. Maybe this will change. We'll analyze more. We'll learn more. We'll see as we get to training camp. But, I mean, this has to be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Easy. You have Boston up there. You have Milwaukee. You have the Sixers. I think we are better than Miami, for sure. And in fact, I would not be surprised if we finished at number 2. Because I think we can take over Milwaukee. Shoot, who knows how Boston's going to work out? Who knows what they're going to do? They've been talking about a potential trade, this, and that. Sometimes teams that come off finals runs, we know they have like that shock in the moment, that big moment, and then they come down a little bit. Who knows, man? I think the Sixers could be a top 2 team. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am. But yeah, I think we're up there. Other than those 2, though, who else are we thinking about? Atlanta needs time to put it together. They'll be a playoff team, but in the lower portion, in my opinion. Who else? Miami, we talked about. Toronto will be probably in the middle of the pack. Don't think they're ready to take that jump yet. The Wizards, yeah, see you later. The Knicks, no thank you. Who else? Chicago? Chicago might be up there. They might be in the middle of the pack. But has Chicago really shown you anything to make you think, okay, they're at the top? Maybe Chicago? But then again, what are they going to do? Like, I don't know. They had a really good record last season. They played against, bad teams. They played really well. Then when it came, push came to shove, where did that get them? What did that amount to? I'm not trying to throw shade at other teams. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest, okay? I think the Sixers have one of the best rosters in the East, and I would go as far to say the Sixers have one of the best starting 5s in the entire NBA. And and you notice I didn't mention the Nets. No. I don't see them putting it all together. I don't see them putting it all together. Suns Geek, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping through in the show, man. Don't sleep on the Cavs. That's a good one. The Cavs. They might make a jump. I don't know if they have really the star power per se yet. Don't know if they're matured yet to be a top 3, top 4 team, but they will be in the mix. I agree with you there. And they're a good squad. They're always going to be competitive. Now, the Sixers had their way for the most part against the Cavs, but with the emerging Evan Mobley, when you add guys into the mix like Jared Allen, the way that they can play that 3 big man defense, right, with Markkanen, and then they have Kevin Love. They'll always be in the mix. Obviously, I'm a huge Darius Garland fan. I think he's going to be great. I don't know what's going to happen with Colin Sexton, but they do have a lot of talent. But I still view the Sixers as a better overall team right now. I do. So let me know if I'm crazy. Call in. Give me some thoughts. What do you guys think? Anyway, the NBA put out their power rankings. And where do you think they put the Philadelphia 76ers right now? What do you guys think? We'll talk about it. We'll get to the phone lines real quick. We'll take a call on this. Let's go to the lines. The 229, Dan and the 229. What's good?
Hey, how you doing there?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing fine. This RB?
This is me. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fine, man. Hey, this is Douglas Vickers, man. Hey, I'm down here in Garland, Texas, Maxey hometown, man. That's where I live at now, but I'm Philadelphia born and grown,
Let's go, man. Hey, I appreciate the reach of the show, man. Appreciate you tuning in from Texas.
Yeah, man. Hey, I want to express this here concern that I have here with KD because all the mainstream radio hosts like 97.5, The Fanatic and all, is all rooting for a Kevin Durant trade,
Yeah.
And I know most of the YouTube creators, they pulling for no trade at all.
Yeah.
But my concern was that these here rumors about trading Maxey and the Bison can have like an after effect. Sort of like the trade rumors with Ben Simmons for Harden when Harden was in Houston. And Ben Simmons never forgot that, and that was kind of alluded to when Doc Rivers was giving an interview when he said that Ben Simmons said a lot of stuff started against Philly before that Game 7 with Atlanta. He said it had started way before that. And I think that's what kind of pissed Ben Simmons off, was that he was going to be traded by Morey for James Harden when James Harden was in Houston.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, this kind of stuff has effects on people, especially like Tyrese Maxey, who loves Philly.
Yeah.
When people start saying, hey, we want KD instead of you. What you think about that?
Yeah. Appreciate the call, by the way, as well. Here's my thing with that. You're not comparing apples to apples. Let's just be honest. Tyrese Maxey has not Ben Simmons. Tyrese Maxey is the kind of guy where obviously he understands the business, but if the Sixers, if Daryl Morey ever went up to Tyrese Maxey and said, you know what, you're in trade talks, it's just the nature of the business. Who knows what's going to happen? You know what Tyrese Maxey would do? You know what he would do? He would probably grab his ball sneakers and he would go right to the gym and start grinding and say, okay, fine. You know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. Tyrese Maxey is a dog, and there are many players like that who would embrace that challenge and just get better, and want to prove you wrong. Ben Simmons, on the other hand, we saw it. It's just one example of many where he let it get to him. And, that's just the type of person he is. He didn't want to embrace that, just like Carson Wentz, okay? He didn't want to embrace after the Philadelphia Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts. There's certain guys that have the mold. And to answer your question, when it comes to Tyrese Maxey, he's going to get better from this. He knows that the whispers probably aren't going to amount to anything. They probably have no substance, right? But Maxey's going to say, I will make it to the point where you're not trading me. I'm too good. I'm too ready. I'm too far ahead. He will make it where you can't trade him. That is the type of cat Tyrese Maxey is. And he's a dog, man. So that's my take on that. Shout out to Babyface with the $2 donation. Thank you for supporting the channel. By the way, if you want to support the channel, all the links to do so down below, or send in a super chat. All super chats read on the show here. Shout out to Babyface, says Western Conference Finals minimum requirement. I don't know what that means. Are you saying about James Harden, or are you saying that, or did you mean to say Eastern Conference Finals? Maybe you meant to say Eastern Conference Finals. We have to get to that point. If so, I agree. If that is your point, then yes, we do need to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think that is a must. I think it's been long enough in the waiting game. And we have the squad now. We have to get it to that point. I agree with you. On that point. Anyway, getting back to what we need to discuss here, the last point of emphasis, guys, the NBA put out their off-season rankings. Okay? Power rankings. And here is where the NBA, actually, we'll go from one down and we'll read until we get to the Sixers. So let's pull that up. Suns Geek says, are we getting a Sixers schedule release show on Wednesday? You know the deal. Guys. Wednesday will be our next live show, probably, and we will be going over the Sixers schedule release, reacting to it, breaking it down, all that stuff. I'm telling you, once we start to ramp up, we're going to be getting that full in-depth coverage, man. Shout out to Suns Geek as well. Doing a great job, man. All right, let's talk about these power rankings. So the Boston Celtics round out the top spot, number 1. For obvious reasons, the additions, Malcolm Brogdon, Gallinari, trade rumors, all that stuff. Obviously, if they were ever to get Kevin Durant, they'd be far in number 1. Number 2, they have the Milwaukee Bucks. Key addition, Joe Ingles. Pretty much the same squad. You always got to respect the team that won it a couple years ago. Giannis continues to develop, and they'll have a good squad. They'll be a competitive squad for sure. But at number 3, who do they have? The Philadelphia 76ers, just in line with what we were saying. Trust me, I didn't make up my point off of this. I just thought that overall. But then I looked up power rankings, and what do you know? The Sixers sit at number 3. I think we are definitely a top 3 squad in the Eastern Conference. Key additions, DeAnthony Melton. By the way, if you're not following the Instagram page, again, do that. We've been posting clips of Melton. He's looking pretty damn good in these runs. He's adding some things to his game. He is adding to his game for sure. PJ Tucker, Daniel House. Key departure, Danny Green. The main thing as it revolves around the Sixers will be the coach. What will we do at the backup 5? And will our bench be enough? And will guys stay healthy? Those are the main questions, in my opinion, going into the season. But I think this Sixers squad, man, has improved, and the NBA showing us some respect. Showing us some respect. I mean, look at the roster. Look at the starting 5. Look at the starting 5, man. Maxey, Harden, Tucker, Tobias, and Embiid. That's going to cause some problems for opposing defenses. I'll tell you right now. Shout out to Babyface with the $2 donation. Thank you for supporting the show. Says, yeah, Eastern Conference, I'm slow. No problem. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. I agree. Do you guys agree with that take? Drop a yes or no in the chat. Drop a yes or no in the chat. Do the Sixers need to get to the Eastern Conference Finals this season? Do they need to get over the hump? And if they don't, will Doc Rivers be fired? Let me know. Not saying he's the only culprit if we don't, but let me know what you guys think. Because I say the answer is yes. I agree with Babyface. And thank you again for the donation. J Abs, member for 8 months, says our only problem is Doc. Dan Burke should be head coach. Well, again, we have a lot of guys on this bench with experience. The Sam Cassells, the Dave Yeagers. All I can say is that Doc, should start watching over his shoulder a little bit. Of course, he will have this season, unless things just went awry and this team fell like 10 games under 500 or something, which won't happen, I don't think. But your successors might be sitting there in the flesh, so it should motivate everybody to get over the top, It should motivate everybody to get over the top. And honestly, I think this is the year. Look at the teams, how they stack up. There should be no reason that the Sixers can't win a couple playoff series. Just how I feel. It's just how I'm feeling. Anyway, number 4 on this list, they got Miami. Number 5, the Raptors. Sounds about right. Bulls at number 6. Wow, putting the Bulls under Toronto. Okay. The Nets at number 7. And the Hawks at number 8. Interesting. Almost how we kind of called it, man. But look, man. Realistically speaking, I feel that the Sixers are a better team right now. And I just can't wait to see what it looks like, because, I was thinking about this yesterday. Let me know if you guys agree or not. I was just happy that for once we can go into a training camp without drama, right? Like we actually can go into a training camp ready to see these guys working together. Last year, we know what happened. The year before, it was the whole, drama-filled thing. And after the Butler tenure and then having, Doc Rivers' first year as a head coach, like there's always something. This year, I feel like, okay, we can just mesh together. It's been one of the most, quote, normal off seasons that we've had. And I'm a sucker for training camp coverage. I don't know about you guys, but I love breaking down all the little things. I love the first, second day of camp. I love doing the little shows. I mean, we've done videos before. Let me know. Should we cover it all live? I love the little training camp note videos, streams, watching all these little video clips, guys working, who's going to make the roster. I love that kind of stuff. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're ready for the regular season. I'm ready for training camp. Raptors fan in the chat says, do have to say you guys got a lot better. Appreciate that take. Legendary says, depends how the season ends. True. Who's excited for training camp? I'm ready. I think there's going to be some good camp battles, and I think we'll really start to see. Is this team for real? Will they put their money where their mouth is? They've been saying the right things. Will they be ready? I am excited, man. I am excited. It's going to be fun. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys enjoy the format of these shows? Like the hour talk show, analysis, take calls, all that stuff. Let me know. Should we do this for training camp? Let me know in the chat. Shout out to everybody for coming through tonight. A lot of gems in this one. This one will have a lot of replay value. I'm telling you. Tomorrow you're going to work. Maybe you missed the first half of the show. Put it on, man. We talked Tyrese Maxey. Go listen to my bold take about Tyrese Maxey. Listen to what Sam Cassell had to say about him. Look at his development. Look at the numbers. Go listen to what Bobby Marks had to say about James Harden, man. I'm excited. I am excited. RJ says all content is good content. Appreciate that. Shout out to the people like RJ, man, that tune into every content piece no matter what. That is the reason this channel will continue to grow. And I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Once again, shout out to our sponsor of today's show. Let's Get Checked for making it happen. Leading provider for at-home testing kits. Once again, guys, it's as easy as this. Click the link down below. Go check it out. You get a box just like this. The test, boom. Avoid the doctor's office. Avoid all the waiting game. Download the app. You get caught. You get the results right there on your phone. It's as easy as that. Turn away from all the little copays and all the little things they try to dock you with, man. Check out Let's Get Checked. Click the link down below in the description. Tell them I sent you. Use code Philly25 for 25% off your offer. That being said, man, appreciate everybody for coming through. It was a good one tonight. Shout out to all the callers. Shout out to the channel members. Got some good things coming for you soon. We have a members-only giveaway coming soon. And maybe another giveaway, but we will see. A couple other things as well that I can't announce yet. But good things to come, as always. Barry says, KD fan, love your show. Barry, thank you for tuning in, man. Who's been in here the whole time? We'll sound it off. Let's see. Will, what's going on? Says, I miss your lives. Well, we're live right now, man. You're live right now. And that's the cool thing about this show, man. It's not just one type. It's not just a recycled format. You're getting different types of coverage. You're getting in-depth breakdowns, analysis. You're hearing from the fans. You're getting shows like this. You're getting news videos. You're getting play-by-plays, all that stuff. All in one. For free. Free content. All I need you to do is hit the like button. That's it. Anyway, with that being said, shouts out to everybody for coming through to the show. Once again, Philly Take with RB, #1 show, providing the passion to the fans. Always breaking it down, man. Hit that like button. Push this around. Video coming tomorrow. Live again on Wednesday, potentially, to talk about the release of the schedule. We'll break it all down as always, man. Shout out to everybody for coming through. Let's keep it going and growing, man. You guys have a great rest of your night. Take it easy. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.